Hi, my name is Demofonte, and today I'm going to be going over all of the steps that I go through before and during a broadcast in order to be successful as the live stream host. Hosting a game for the very first time can be a little bit intimidating, so I like to break down every single live stream into three basic parts, which is your pregame report or your opening read, your sideline hits, and your postgame interviews. When you first get to a game, you're going to be given a game script, which has every single element of the broadcast listed out and what time they're happening at. So the very first thing that I do is I go through the script, I make sure I know when things are happening, and if something involves me, I make sure to highlight it so that I can follow along and know where I'm supposed to be and when. Now, getting into the actual live stream, being the host can be a little bit scary because you are typically the very first thing a viewer sees when the stream starts. You will open the stream with what is called an opening read. These opening reads can be a little bit intimidating because they can be a little bit long. Kind of like how I broke down the game for you into a few parts, you can do the exact same thing with your opening read to make it a little less intimidating and a little bit easier to memorize. Every single opening read basically includes the same basic elements, which is where the game is taking place, what teams are playing and their records, and then anything notable about the matchup. Are we getting towards the end of conference games? Are playoffs coming up? Is this a tight matchup? Any players that have history with each other? Stuff like that. And then you're gonna wrap it up and send it off to the commentary team. I personally do like to print out my opening read in pretty big fonts so that way I can glance down at it if I need it. But I like to have these parts memorized and know those bullet points so that if I happen to blank while on camera, I'm not relying on those papers and I can kind of improv based off that information I know is crucial to get out in that opening read if I need to. So after your opening read is done, you can kind of relax a little bit and look at what you're going to be doing next. For most streams, you will have several sideline hits. Sometimes these are things that are scheduled in their reads that involve sponsorships, other sports teams, things like that, or it is stuff that you simply spot during the game and decide that you want to give a report on. When I know I have a timeout coming up, I like to think of what I'm going to say and then kind of improv a little bit and repeat it over and over again until I feel I am fully confident to put that on camera. Sideline hits can be one of the most stressful elements because it's not really something that's rehearsed or written out and it is more improv, but I personally really like that they're more improv because it gives you a little bit of leeway to kind of say whatever you want and really show your abilities as a reporter. So once you make it through the game and you have a few sideline hits, maybe you even have a halftime report, you make it to the post game, which is my favorite part of any live stream. During the game, you are going to want to pay extremely close attention to any players that might be standing out to you. Are guys racking up a lot of points? Are guys coming off of injuries and then coming back? Is anybody having an exceptional play at any point in time? These are the things you're going to want to look for because they will make great questions in your post-game interviews. When it comes to writing your questions, I like to make them very open-ended, and I always like to ask around 2 or 3. And those questions don't totally have to go together. I like to have questions where I do not have to rely on the player's answer to ask my next one. For example, my first question for a player may be asking them about a specific play that they had during the game. No matter what their answer is, my second question could be, how is that going to impact your confidence moving forward? When a player's coming off of a game, they have a ton of adrenaline, so you want to give these open-ended questions that kind of allow them to say whatever they want or need to say, and you don't have to rely super heavily on them to get a good interview. After a couple of successful post-game interviews, you're going to do exactly what you did to open the stream, which is wrap it up and send it on back to your commentary team. After that, you have successfully hosted a live stream and learned that it is not as scary as it may seem.